This is our 5th video for Chapter 2. This is Chapter 2, Section 5, Solving Subtraction Equations. What you'll learn in this video is to use addition to solve equations. And remember, use inverse operations to move numbers from one side of the equal sign to the other. Now, you've learned to solve equations by subtracting the same amount from each side of the equation in the previous video. You can also solve equations by using addition. So a key concept for this video is the addition property of equality. If you add the same value to each side of an equation, the two sides remain equal. So in the previous video, we saw that if you subtracted the same amount from both sides, the equation remained equal. So for this lesson, it's going to be if we add the same amount to both sides, it shows that it keeps everything equal. Some equations have a number subtracted on one side. To get the variable by itself, you add the same number to each side of the equation. So let's look at solving an equation by adding. We want to solve c minus 12 equals 43. So if we look at our original equation, c minus 12 equals 43. We have a minus 12 that we need to get away from the variable because we want the variable to be the only thing on its side of the equals bar. So the opposite of minus 12 is plus 12. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides to undo the subtraction. So the minus 12 and plus 12 will cancel each other out. Then the c drops down, the equals drops down, and then we just do the math. So 43 plus 12 gets me to 55, so c equals 55. Pause the video and do these quick checks in your notebook. Be sure to label the section as quick check or exercises, number all the problems, write down the original equations, and show all your work. Another way to model a real-world situation is to state the problem as simply as you can. Then use your statement to write an equation. So let's say a serving of wheat flakes contains 3.7 milligrams of zinc. The amount of zinc in wheat flakes is 1.75 milligrams less than the amount in a breakfast bar. So how much zinc is even in a breakfast bar? So first we need to simplify, take out all the extra information we don't need. So what they're really asking is, or what they're really saying is, that the amount of zinc in flakes is 1.75 less than the amount of zinc in a breakfast bar. So the first thing we have to do is decide what our variable is going to be. So since we're solving for how much is in a breakfast bar, we'll use B to be the amount of zinc in a breakfast bar. So we need to look at our words. So we know we need the amount of zinc in flakes, which is 3.7, and then the amount in the bar is 1.75 less than that. So B is our bar minus 1.75. And since it's 1.75 less than the amount in the bar, that's what tells us that the amount in the bar is first, and then the less is second. So B minus 1.75 equals 3.7. All I've done is flip my equation around so that it looks like what I'm used to. Variable first minus whatever we're taking away from the variable equals an answer. So if I have minus 1.75, I know to get that minus 1.75 away from my variable, I have to do the opposite. So the opposite of minus 1.75 would be plus 1.75. So I'm going to add 1.75 to both sides. So the minus 1.75 and the plus 1.75 on this side will cancel each other out. And then I just need to bring down my variable, bring down my equal sign, and do the math. So that gives me B equals 5.45 because 3.7 plus 1.75 is 5.45. So the amount of zinc in a breakfast bar is 5.45 milligrams of zinc. Pause the video and do this word problem in your notebook. Be sure to label it as number 2. Pull out all the important information you need out of the word problem and use it to make an equation and solve. Now it's time to check your understanding. Be sure to label it as check your understanding in your notebook, number all the problems, write down the original equations, and show all your work. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.